Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today's topic is going to be about two wide receivers that the New York Jets might be willing to trade for, especially after the rumors that broke out today. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on all social media platforms at Matt O'Leary NY. I kind of forgot what I was going to say. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you like to do on social media. I'm probably on it and at Matt O'Leary NY. Also, before I get into the video, I just wanted to mention that I'm really appreciative of all the love and support that came out for my first episode of Just Jets. I got an interview already recorded for next week's show. Got an awesome guest lined up for episode 3 that I'm super excited about. We are on Spotify. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, we are now on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to link that down below too if you're interested in listening on Apple or Google Podcasts. We're on there too for you Android users. A lot of big stuff happening, and I just wanted to say I'm really thankful for all the support that I got for episode 1. It was really appreciated. That doesn't go unnoticed. So Stefon Diggs deleted all of his Vikings-related content off of his Instagram page, and he took the Vikings out of his bio. So what does that mean if for someone who isn't technology savvy? I don't know. Maybe I have some older viewers. And if that's the case, what Instagram is, obviously, is a social media platform where you could share pictures and videos. So he has a page. Most professional athletes do. Most millennials do. So on his page, he deleted all of his Viking stuff, whether it would be pictures, videos. He took them out of the bio. They're gone. It seems like he is over with the Minnesota Vikings, and that's not really all that surprising because he had some trade rumors all of last year. So let's take a look at Stefon Diggs and if I think it'd be worthwhile for the Jets to trade for him. He had just over 1,100 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns, and had a 78.8 Pro Football Focus rating, which would rank him at 19th overall by Pro Football Focus standards in terms of wide receivers. He's a really good wide receiver. Obviously, he's best known for his miraculous play against the Saints now 3 years ago. That's crazy that it's 3 years ago. Nonetheless, he is a 26-year-old wide receiver on a long-term contract. You're going to have to trade for him. His cap hits over the next 4 years is $14.5 million, $15 million, $15 million in year 3, and then down to $12 million in year 4 for his age 27, 28, 29, and 30 season. That's about where you want to pay your wide receiver. After 30, don't really want to pay wide receivers or football players in general for the most part, but especially receivers, running backs, corners, you don't really want to pay them over 30 years old. So Diggs is under contract, and a semi-reasonable one comparatively when you look and see that Robbie Anderson's looking for between $13 and $15 million, and you see that Diggs is on a cap hit of 14.5, 15, 15, and then 12 again. That's reasonable because Diggs has been more productive than Robbie Anderson. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Robbie's game, but comparing the two, Diggs is obviously better, and that would be a better value deal. So what would you have to give up in order to trade for Diggs? I don't think it's going to take a first rounder because of that contract. I'm thinking more of a second round pick. And if you're asking me, would I give up a second round pick in order to get 4 years of Stefon Diggs? Yeah, I'm going to do that in a second. I know there was some video of him on the sideline where he seemed unhappy during games and stuff like that, but against the Saints in the playoffs, I don't think he really cared that he wasn't getting the ball that much. He wants to win the game. And to me, I think wide receiver drama sometimes gets blown out of proportion. I mean, we're going to see that in the next guy we talk about. But for Diggs, yeah, I'm giving up a second-round pick if I can get Stefon Diggs for 4 more years at that cap number. The next guy is a lightning rod topic, Odell Beckham Jr. Obviously, if you're from New York or are a New York Jets fan, you know he was with the Giants for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years, and then was traded to the Cleveland Browns, where he had a little bit of a down year. Obviously, like I said, you either love the guy or you hate the guy. Weirdly enough, I fall somewhere in the middle with Odell Beckham Jr., which is very strange. Most people, like I said, either love him or hate him. I'm lukewarm on him. So Sports Illustrated puts out a rumor today that Odell Beckham Jr., if he was to be traded, he'd prefer to go to New York, but not the Giants. He wants to go to the New York Jets if he is moved. He had just over 1,000 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns last year. Pro Football Focus grade was a 68.7. Nothing to write home about, but that whole Cleveland offense and team, for that matter, was an utter disaster. We know the kinds of talent that Odell Beckham Jr. is. He, too, is under contract for 4 more years. His cap numbers are as followed: 14.25 this year, 15.75 in year 2, and $15 million for the last 2 years in year 3 and year 4 of his deal. Like Diggs, he has 4 more years left, and the number goes up to $15.75 million. Now, since that's a little bit more, obviously, that's more money than what Diggs is owed, I think you could potentially get Odell for less, especially because he wasn't as productive last year. So, if you are telling me that I can get Odell Beckham Jr. for the first of the third round picks the New York Jets have, thank you, Leonard Williams and Dave Gettleman, I am doing that in a second. Yes, I would give up a third round pick for Odell Beckham Jr., who's someone who, if he plays 16 games, he's going to get you over 1,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. And I know everyone in the comments is going to be like, well, he's not a great character guy, which is probably true. Is he a headache? Yes. But I don't really care about character and all that stuff anymore and building a winning culture. It's garbage because this team has been so bad for so long and has done absolutely nothing on offense for an eternity, it feels like. I am willing to say I will bring in a bad character guy in either Diggs or Odell if it means the New York Jets are going to put up points. Because you know what you can't do in this league? Win with the 31st ranked offense. The Jets were 31 in the league in offensive DVOA. The most important thing to do in 2020 is put Sam Darnold in a position to succeed. And if you're losing Robbie Anderson and signing a guy like Emmanuel Sanders to replace him, don't love that. I really don't love that. Devin Funchess, the free agency core at the wide receiver position isn't all that great outside of Robbie Anderson. It's not. And obviously, yeah, Amari Cooper. But do you want to pay $20 million for a wide receiver? I don't. I'd be willing to give up a second or a third round pick, essentially a day 2 pick for either Diggs or Odell. I would do it in a second. Would the Jets do it? I'm not sure. It all depends on what they want to do with Robbie Anderson. I'd be surprised if he's back at this point. Maybe use that second round pick on or third round pick on a wide receiver in the draft, but to expect one of those guys to come in and produce as a number 1 receiver to replace Robbie Anderson right away is just crazy. So yeah, you know what? I'd rather give up one of my day 2 picks in order to get a proven 1,000-yard receiver and someone who is a top 15, 20 wide receiver in the league. Yeah, I'll sign up for that. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and make sure to get at me on social media. Subscribe here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time.